3 2 1.
Dear viewers, you are all welcome to Event Echo from Sudanese Echo Platform. It is an weekly episode, in which we tackle the most important events in Sudan, their relation with the outside and inside arena. There has been a topic this week, but we have selected some of them. The first issue is a visit from the representative of the African Union to Sudan, his meeting with General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of the Sovereignty Council, and some discussion concerning the political situation in Sudan, and also the position of Sudan vis-à-vis to the African Union. As we know, the African Union have suspended the activities of Sudan since 2021. Until now, the activities in the African Union has been suspended. Sudan had no any relation to participate in all activities of the African Union. There is many problems. The war in Sudan, all of this needs and direct intervention of the African Union as far as the neighboring country, which are all members in the African Union, have participated, contributed, and have been conspired with the rebels against Sudan. So I think the deputy of the African Union who met General Burhan have to put firstly the situation of the African Union in this area, because the African Union said that he is in need of a civil government in Sudan, and now we have a civil government since around 2 years. There is no any modification has happened in the situation of the African Union, and they wanted nevertheless to open an office of the representative of the African Union in Khartoum. So we have to balance the situation. If the African Union have been completely convicted by the situation in Sudan and want to open its office in Sudan, then he has to elevate the suspension of the activities of Sudan in the African Union. This is in part. In the second part, he has to impose and exercise its influence against the African country, which now working with the rebel, such as the Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, Chad, Central African, and Libya. All of this known for the United Nations, for the African Union, for other organizations. So I think such gathering and such meeting, unless it has a good impact on the situation of the African Union against Sudan, so it will be just for the public relation. The second issue is the liberation of Al-Kurmuk city in the region of the Nile Blue. This town, it is near Ethiopia and have been also dominated by the rebel since last March. Many activities have been done by the armed forces to liberate this town, and the campus of the rebel in Bani Shangul in Ethiopia was one of the platform from which they launched the rebel, the drones, and also the fighters. So all these months have been a competition between the rebel in part and the government and the armed forces from the second part. During the 2 last weeks, many rumors have been raised that Kurmuk city have been liberated. But lately, the armed forces have published a communique, an official communique, declared the liberation of Al-Kurmuk. I think this is very important for the Sudan, from part, and also for the government and the armed forces on the second part, because the liberation of Kurmuk city have given a chance to observe also the campus of the rebel and the influx of arms and fighters towards the region of the Blue Nile. This is one. The second thing is it gives the armed forces a chance to go ahead in Darfur and also in some areas in Kordofan and to liberate all the rest. The displaced people who quit forcibly Al-Kurmuk city have been in Al-Roseris and Ganis and Damazin in campuses of displaced. They are in need of a real humanitarian aid. I think if the humanitarian organizations want to do something after the liberation of Al-Kurmuk, they have to go ahead directly to the campus of the displaced people who have been equipped and have been escaped from the rebels' attack in Al-Kurmuk. The liberation of Al-Kurmuk gives a new light for the government and for the armed forces to organize themselves deeply and also to liberate and to protect all the frontiers between Ethiopia and Sudan, because these borders now have been one of the very, very serious area of problem, of agitation, of aggression against the region of the Blue Nile. They wanted to dominate the Blue Nile area in order to escape the lights from the armed forces from Darfur and Kordofan. But this not happen, and this liberation will give the lights to all these areas to be liberated completely from the rebel. The third topic is the visit of the permanent residents of the United Nations in Sudan, Dennis Brown, to the town Al-Ubayd during this week. I think it is very important visit during this time because Al-Ubayd city have been completely encirculated by the rebel, and they launched many rumors that they are become near to dominate Al-Ubayd, and this not happen because the armed forces and all the joint armed have deployed and exert a very high effort in order to protect the town. This from part. From the other part, the victories of the armed forces in Darfur, West and North Darfur, have taken and attract all the resources of these armed and leave the area of Al-Ubayd and go towards the region of Darfur. So the visit of the residents, permanent residents of the UN to Al-Ubayd is to go directly to see the displaced people who have been a victim of many drones and many attacks of the rebel in Al-Ubayd. The visit is not completely go direct to the governor or to the official, but it is a survey inside the town, met many people, met the displaced people, see by their eyes what the repercussion of this domination, and they can do something. Parallel, the Arab League have published a communique supporting this area, but I think we are not in need of communique. We are in need really to participate to save those displaced and also to protect and to declare clearly that the rebels have committed many crimes and they have to be punished. Dear viewers, this is the end of our episode for this week. Event Echo from Sudanese Echo Platform. We can meet each other next week. Thank you for following, and goodbye.